Everybody got their own opinion. I think they're gonna do good, but they're not gonna win a chip. That's what I think. I think OKC is going back. But yeah, we can wrap it up and we can get to more of the controversial topic. One of me and Mo's favorite player. T-Mac is the reason why we both watch basketball. And Mo, you can't be sitting there looking cool. I'm gonna play this video. The Santa Salos, you can't disrespect T-Mac.
I haven't seen the video. I ain't gonna lie. But let me.
You haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna play
Mo
it.
said,
They're
I'm
talking
not
about the
ready
ring
for the
culture.
smoke.
Right? They're talking about the ring culture. I want to get y'all opinion on this, and then we can see. We got to keep it a buck though. I ain't gonna let T-Mac losing here, but let's continue.
Then he look young still.
Man, I don't know.
I played 4 years in Orlando, got ridiculed because I never got out of first round. Grant Hill at the time was the best player on that team. This is my 4th year in the league. Grant Hill was the best player on that team.
Right.
So I'm playing 4 years without my best player, can't get out of the first round. But I get ridiculed because I can't do it. Giannis won a championship.
Time out.
He won a championship.
Hold on.
After that, he couldn't get back.
Because you know you're my brother. Here's the deal.
Love
Here's how you got ridiculed.
That stupid ass face T-Mac just made. Like, he might, like, come on, man. Let's continue.
Y'all were up 3-1 one time, and you thought y'all had it in the bag.
Can't find that.
That's a fact.
Can't find.
What I'm talking about when you went against Detroit.
Yeah.
Y'all thought y'all had it in the bag.
Because we got 3-1.
You were up 3-1. So again, it was the fact that if you're good enough to be up 3-1, they expected you to close the deal. That was the only thing
Kobe's
anybody
never
ever
been
said.
up 3-1.
I'm just saying. And then
Steph's never been up 3-1.
But when they blew it, we
I'm just
pointed it
saying.
out.
I'm just saying.
When they blew it, we pointed it out. But we know they're great. But we pointed out you lost a 3-1 lead. Okay, I'm saying that's not saying you're not great. It's saying that the moment arrived and y'all ain't closed. That's all. It's a fact.
Y'all.
It's a fact.
Y'all.
There you
Okay?
go.
It's a y'all.
Thank you for saying y'all.
It's a y'all. You got to
Thank you.
use y'all. You can't
Appreciate
use
it.
the player.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I want to pause it there, right? And get you guys.
Hey.
Look, go ahead.
No, I didn't see this whole stuff. I'm
either.
happy
I only saw a
Stephen
snippet.
A. Yeah, I'm happy Stephen A. actually told him like, yo, relax, don't sit up here
Exactly.
acting like, oh, whoop-de-woo, revisionist history, fixing shit up to sound
Yeah.
good for how you want to present yourself and all this bull stuff. You
Yeah.
had opportunities, you didn't take advantage of it.
Yep. And the 3-1 he's talking about, it was against the Pistons. I remember that if you go on NBA, if you go on YouTube, you see all the highlights. He dunking on 2-3 people. You're up 3-1. I'm not saying Steph didn't blew a 3-1 league. He did, but before that, he was a champ. And after that, he won 2 more. Right? Again,
Exactly.
Whoever he mentioned, Kobe up 3-1. Kobe got 5. Let's just not even talk about that. You were up 3-1. You didn't capitalize the moment. Cool. Again, the fact that he's saying y'all, Gilbert, like, yeah, y'all. Yes. If T-Mac goes and win a championship with that team, who's getting all the praise?
T-Mac.
Okay, so when they lose, who should get most of the blame?
T-Mac.
That's the reason. If you're a superstar, you gotta take that blame.
It's
That's what it
always
is.
been like
Stop
that.
complaining.
Steph, everybody. Like, what are you
LeBron,
talking about?
everybody, they always cooking the best player on the team.
Look.
It don't matter who you are. KD is who they look at first, even if Kyrie's on the team. Like because
Exactly.
he's considered better. Like it's just what it is. They blame Luka on that season when Dallas lost the way they did.
That's a
Luka
fact.
couldn't guard for nothing. Luka couldn't do this. He's too fast. They do these things. If you're the best player, you're gonna get the heat.
That's a
And
fact.
honestly, a lot of these players, honestly, like Gills of the world and T-Mac, the reason why I be having respect from like these championship players or players that go deep in the playoffs is because they've played. That mean to that point they've played under real pressure.
Yeah.
Like LeBron James. That's why you always got to give LeBron. No player in NBA history has played with that amount of pressure and scrutiny each
Yeah.
game like LeBron James,
Facts.
and that actually weighs in on people's performances in a
Facts.
real way, especially
Yes.
when the moments come. You see, players tense up more, and
Yeah.
they're letting physicality go. So now you're really having to get to it and lock in and on a certain level mentally. And your T-Max of the world, yeah, Detroit, he went up 3-1. Finally, expectations and pressure was on him because to that point, it's like, hey, he has a big game. He scores. Who cares if win or lose? Look at how awesome he looked. But at
Yep.
that point, now it's expectations. Hey, you got him on the ropes. Now you got to close the deal. Now, like, people are expecting more of you, and the defense is really keyed in on you.
That's true.
When that happened, you faltered. He brings up Steph, and and he brings up Kobe. They bounced back. You never did.
Never did. And obviously, we talk about injury. Injury played a part in that, but still, we like don't try to use an excuse to justify your failure, bro. It is what it is. Part of
Exactly.
it. Mo, I want
I mean,
to
doesn't
say
take.
something.
Yeah, go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, like for me, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of these older players, bro. Like I think, like when they were playing, after they done playing, I feel like for me they become. I don't know. I keep saying that. Gil be trolling. I feel like, bro, they become dumber, bro. Like the stuff, some of the stuff that they be saying, I just be like, bro. Like I seen the video when T Mac was talking about. I don't know who the other guy was. You talking about that he got that guy's like more handle than Kyrie. Then I went and tapped the
Yeah,
nigga in and watched this highlight, bro. I'm like, bro, like you can't tell me this nigga's handles are better than Kyrie
yeah, he
handles, bro.
tripping.
So I'm just like, bro, like
Ripping.
they get bitter when they not playing anymore. They talk shit on niggas like Bron or like niggas that like they was never in the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
Conversation. Yep.
yeah. So I'm just
To
like, bro,
Gil's
like just give
credit,
it a
though,
rest.
This
and to
dude was
Gil's
saying that
credit,
Kyrie
though,
would beat LeBron one-on-one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's not talk about that. But what
To
you said,
Gil's
Tango?
credit, though, to
Yeah,
Gil's credit, he does give LeBron a lot of praise and stuff like that. He respects the stuff that he does. But the one thing that we're missing the fact of here, we're listening to these two people who haven't even been in the finals as much as LeBron or even touched that surface as much as
that's true.
LeBron and the Steph in them. So why do we even want to listen to what they're
Finals. These
talking
dudes ain't
about?
been to
Now
the
you
They
second
ain't
talking.
even been
round.
over there. Like
Y'all
enough
talking.
for
These
them to
ain't
be
been out the
talking.
first.
That's what I'm saying. Even KD and them and Tim Duncan and them should be talking. Tim Duncan should be the one talking. He been to the
Yeah,
finals
he Tim
enough,
man
you
talking.
know. And
You
like
never
and
find
like
them.
Shaq and them. We're listening to these people that went to. We can probably count on our fingers how many times they went to the playoffs and got bounced out on their, on the first
It's a
round
fact.
and things like that. They haven't even touched the finals enough for us to be
No,
listening
that's
to
a
them.
fact.
Has
Bro,
Gil
they
even
haven't
ever been
touched
to
the
the
second
finals?
round.
Nah, I
Not
don't even
one
think
Gil
Gil
time
been
with
the
never
them.
second round.
Bro,
Gil
thank you.
Gil never been to the second round.
Yeah,
Yo,
That's
every
what I'm
since
saying. We're
LeBron,
listening to them.
touched his shoulder, he said, "Yo, Gil, if you miss this, you guys are going home." Gil never recovered.
Bro, we
LeBron,
ain't never
listen,
seen them.
you know when Jesus
bro.
used to put his hands on people and just like do miracle? LeBron touched his shoulder and did miracle. You know the funny thing
Hey,
is, it's like
T-Mac
when you're
is
talking to
known
a
for
girl,
not getting out the first round. So is
either.
Gil.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, look,
That's
it's
what I'm
he
saying. Why are we listening to that?
never
We
left
never
the
even
first
seen him
round.
play serious
They're
basketball.
pal.
Bro, T
Beat
Mac,
Kyrie.
I'm not
Solid, they're
bumping him.
pals.
Like, we know they're great. We know you guys had great
No, no,
moments in
we
your
don't even know.
career.
We don't know they're great. We know they had great games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nah,
this is
nah,
facts
you
though.
don't
But
don't do T Mac like
we're
that.
not gonna even don't do Gil like that either,
Yeah,
bro.
T
hey,
Mac
Nah,
was
that's
him.
not under.
Yeah, I
hey,
started watching basketball because that nigga, bro. What?
hey, so like,
Okay.
you be like, yo, you see a shorty across the street, you go up to her, you get her number, and you're like, damn, all right, man, I see what, what I'm saying? That's like getting to the playoffs. You get her number, you get to talk to them, like, all right. And then later your man asks you, like, what happened with that? You be like, man, she stopped responding. That means you never closed the deal. Like,
You
Never.
did
you can't come over here and talk about, at least I got her number though, but you didn't close the
that.
deal.
Thank you.
What are
It
we
means
talking
Never
about?
closed the
nothing.
deal,
T
It
Mac,
bro.
yeah,
means
T Mac,
nothing,
bro.
T
bro.
Mac, T Mac never made it to the second round.
But y'all see how Stephen A. clocked his T real quick, bro.
Let's
I
Stephen
watch the
A.
respect
rest of
said,
the
Steve.
video.
wait, wait, wait.
I want to watch the rest of the video.
Rest of the video, yeah. I
Yeah,
respect him, but yeah.
Because it's a school project, it's a team project, right? There's an A student.
Come on.
That A student final grade from the media is reflected by everybody else. So if you don't have other A students with you, right?
I happen to know a thing. I happen to know a thing or two about Gilbert Arenas, and Gilbert Arenas, obviously Mr. Buckets himself, is also a pretty astute businessman. Now you have a team, but when you go to the negotiating table with a team, somewhere along the line you said, "Yo, I'm here." Hold on, wait a minute. It's not all you, because I'm not trying to say, nor have I ever said, it's not all on you. I'm saying when you talk about a narrative and how the public perceives things, it emanates from that, because somehow, some way, they're looking at you, and it's not 1-on-5, but they're
Technically.
expectations are not expectations.
As a player, what's the most frustrating part of this conversation for you?
They separate the individual from the team, right? When things don't go right with the team, it's your fault, right? If there's a game 7 and the best player don't perform well, it's his fault. But you could go in history. I remember, was that Boston versus Lakers? Kobe didn't play well in game 7. Ron Artest, saved the day.
Well, we all remember that.
Hey,
We all remember that.
But
That's not a good example. We all remember.
that's not a good example. You know the funny thing is, and should I continue? Should I continue?
Hey, pause
Yeah,
it real quick.
pause it for
My
a second.
bad. You
Continue up, or y'all want to give take?
no. I was
Pause.
just gonna say the thing
Yeah.
is, this idiot doesn't even know what a good game is because they equate scoring and efficiency so much to winning and good basketball that just because Kobe didn't shoot the ball well doesn't mean he didn't have a good game.
He was doing other things.
He was locking down. He had like over 15 rebounds. He's the one that
And
made the
assists.
pass to Artest.
Yes,
Like
to
what are
make
you
that
talking
shot.
about? So just because he didn't hit shots don't mean that he didn't do winning things out there. And they lack that winning shit. They only see it as scoring, and that's it. Kobe
And
made
to
winning
Kobe's
plays and he
point-
didn't shoot the ball well, but he had a good game. So he
And to
doesn't
Kobe's
understand.
point, once he realized it wasn't going for him, he started passing to his team.
That's true, though. That's true. And not only that, just to go back to the video, just one last thing to just cap it. First of all, you said game 7. You never got to game 7. 1, 2. What about game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Did Kobe put up monster numbers to get them to game 7? That's
Yes.
one. Has there been games where Kobe carried a team? That's another thing. 3, because the amount of attention that Kobe attracts got Ron Artest open. Even Kobe's having a bad game, but they know how lethal he is. That right there drew a lot of attention towards him to get Ron Artest open for that open jump shot. So,
I agree.
like, don't do all of that. Y'all didn't do none of the work.
Hey,
Stop
that's why honestly I got people like Ant-Man way over dudes like T-Mac because Ant-Man will have
That's a fact.
games where he's not hitting shots, right? But Ant-Man can transition into damn near a lockdown defender.
Defender.
He will go over there and guard your best player and make life difficult. He will get the rebound. He get to doing different stuff, whether
And
it's
that's-
making plays defensively or rebounding. Where even if Ant-Man ain't hitting shots like how a superstar may usually do, he still impacts winning. And that's why he's went further than any of these dudes. He
That's
even
a
gets
fact.
that more than a Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Ant-Man is
He
better than both of these
literally
guys,
gets
though.
it.
Ant-Man is
But
better than
that's
both
the
of them.
thing. And that's the thing. That's where people miss the point and don't respect Dwayne Wade and those type of people enough. Dwayne Wade played both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
type of things are winning basketball. They're winning championship basketball. I'm not saying it's always gonna lead to championships, but at some point you're gonna see the result.
Oh yeah.
And Mo, so what do you think what T-Mac said about it's the we thing and Ron Artest bailed out Kobe in game 7? Do you
That's
think he has a
crazy.
legit point?
Bro, he don't got no point. Just like how you said, bro. Like just like how what Salo said, bro. Just because Kobe didn't score, that's the thing, bro. Like he said it right. They have what it's like. They have one mentality. That's why they wasn't so great. So it's like, oh, if I didn't shoot the ball well, then I'm probably not gonna play, better defense. If my shooter's not there, then in me, I'm having a bad game. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Which is not always the case. If your shooter's not there, you play defense, like how you mentioned Ant-Man. Like you get rebound, you make it uncomfortable for other player. You make shots for your teammate. So and these
Exactly.
guys don't have the factor. They didn't have that. They didn't have that to win championship. You know what I'm saying?
Most
Bro,
men
they
say
just
it
never
factor.
got it. They never got it.
I agree. I'm gonna continue the video.
Lost the series to Phoenix in the first round.
By the way,
played-
that's every championship.
And that's what I'm saying. Like
makes
you,
a shot from Miami.
It's a
Come on, man.
series.
It's like all that
can't
stuff.
point at the individual.
If
And
you
also,
are
I say the public perception, we help drive that with what we tell the public.
okay,
Fair?
and that's fair.
So
And
that's where you get the barbershop
But what
talk.
I'm saying to you is this: if I'm a member of the same team as you, and I'm getting paid $50 million,
Thank you.
and you get paid
Yes,
$5,
was say that.
That was
I was
there's
about
a
to say
reason
that.
for that.
Yo, he's the
I
most.
swear,
was
No.
just about to
I was
say
Stephen A.
that.
Smith. Look. I'm gonna let
People
him
trying to
finish.
take shots at
Let
him.
him.
because
I'm gonna let him
he
finish.
hasn't-
Yeah.
I
Because
was
he
just
making
about to
a.
So
say that.
somebody's gonna. I'm not saying that it's always fair, because sometimes your teammate can mess up. Guys ain't getting the job done. It may not be your fault. We recognize that. What I'm saying, however, I'm talking about the expectation going into a situation. I'm not talking about looking at the moment and ignoring what other people didn't do while you did your job. That's egregious. But walking into a situation where expectations and narratives are established, it usually comes associated with the great ones that stand above the crowd. How is that a problem?
Because the great ones also have other cars with them. That helps them there.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, we're Bugattis.
Beat it.
Right?
Okay.
Ferrari. I got Hondas with me. Who's really winning this race?
That's right.
Who is really winning
Got
this race?
that, and you're right.
Loser mentality.
That's a damn good point. You're absolutely
Look, T-Mac laughing hard like he made the greatest point. Stop laughing, bro. You blew a 3-1 lead.
I
I'm
can't
only
stand these
laughing. I'm
loser
laughing because Gilbert
mentalities.
Arenas is funny though. The Honda.
I mean, I don't find nothing funny about it though.
It's
Okay.
a
I think
loser
it's funny.
mentality. He's
It
blaming
is.
his
It is.
teammates. He sucks.
Like,
What did he do? He choked free
Jeez.
throws. Should they go up there and blame him? He's literally saying the players I was with wasn't good enough, but I was. No, you weren't, and
what?
you don't get it.
Yep.
You
If you
weren't.
can't
They're
make
over
your
there
team,
uplifting
yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
First, look at how they can contradict themselves. They're gonna come up here and say, "No, don't separate us from the team," but yet they separate themselves by saying, "I'm a Bugatti, I'm a Ferrari,
Great
and I'm
point.
with Hondas." Why are
Yep.
you separating yourself now, idiot?
Exactly.
And
They're
and
losers, bro.
and Stephen
Period.
A. said it. You made more money than them guys, bro. You make 50
Exactly
million,
what?
and he makes 5 million. Why do you expect so much more out of the 5 million
Yep.
guy, and you make
It's
50?
a reason why them
It's
dudes ain't
it's
win.
it's so simple. This is the whole point. They are selfish. That's it. It's a selfish loser mentality.
Yeah.
Because if we loses, it's me. But if we win, you get all the praise. But the fact that your career didn't turn out to be like a LeBron or Kobe, and you were put in the light of, because at one point it was Kobe or T Mac who was the best player in the league, right? T Mac was averaging 32 points, doing all type of stuff or whatever the case may be. But you can't sit here, Bugatti, Honda. Bro, first of all, you're downplaying other players. So if that's the case, LeBron took Booby Gibson,
Yep,
Algazgis,
yep,
Verjao to the NBA Finals.
yep.
What are we talking
Facts,
about?
facts.
100%. And
And
Gilbert is
a
the
Mo
same guy.
Williams and all those type of people. And there's so many people that we can be like, oh, who was even on that team? We're saying this because we really watched the game when we were little kids and stuff like that. There's people that don't know those players. They're not even gonna know who
Yeah,
they are. You understand what I'm saying?
crazy.
People don't even know Booby Gibson's real name is Daniel Gibson and things like that. But we know these little details because we covered and we watched the game. But they're not watching the game. If LeBron can take those players to
Yep,
the finals and
yep,
things like that, what are we missing here? Like T Mac, you had a Yao Ming.
yep.
Like, let's not
100%.
forget about that. Come
Oh
on,
yeah.
bro.
And
Like, let's put the
they're bad leaders. Because I never heard Kobe said, "Yo,"
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kobe be like, "It's my fault." Kobe be
Yep.
like, "I should be leading the team." Kobe would say all he think is job finish. Kobe would be harder on himself. That's why he did what he did. If you go watch them back and forth, the matchup between Kobe and T Mac, Kobe most of the time was busting his ass, right? So we know that for a fact. Gilbert's still dwelling on the fact that he scored 60 on Kobe. He act like he won a championship. He said he went home that day. He talked about all type of theatrics. So it's like, bro,
yeah.
Yeah, bro.
that's like talking about a nigga that's been spanking the league for years after years. You scored 60 on him, so you think you're solidified because you scored 60 on him? Bro, cut it
And
out, bro. So leadership is terrible. It's terrible.
What Salo said, that's
Hundred-
that, bro. It's just a loser mentality because in the back of their head, they don't want to say it publicly. In the back of their head, they know exactly what it is that
Yeah.
Stephen is trying to say. They know, but they just
they
losers, so they
know.
don't want to face it. They don't want to face the reality.
And they
No.
That's
thought
just
they
a
were
loser
bigger than the
mentality.
team. They
And,
thought
and,
they were
and
bigger
I've
than the
seen
team.
Gilbert Arenas before in a pod talk about how, oh, his numbers could have been better, but he had three other players averaging close to 20 points on his team. It was
Yep.
Gilbert talking about that. So how you gonna turn around now? They're Hondas. It's loser mentality, bro.
Yep.
Literally.
Yeah,
And
you can't tell me Karan Butler
so
was a Honda.
Karan Butler was
Ron
nice.
Butler,
Thank you.
Anton. They had a
Anquan
couple other
Jameson,
pieces.
and
Jamison
he's trying to
Stevenson
talk.
too.
You know,
Yes,
So
bro.
bro, he
look,
had a bunch of pieces. You just weren't that guy.
and just for Gil, the fact that he's out here just lying.
And
Again,
got
look at this. Look, remember this? When LeBron touched his shoulder, who was that? The Hondas or the Bugatti fault? When LeBron came and
Right.
touched your shoulder,
You blew
if you
them
miss
free
this, you're
throws.
going home. Was that the Honda or the Bugatti that missed the free throw? Both of them.
Bugatti,
Exactly.
that
All
Bugatti
right.
missed
So
that.
so so look at him sitting here stupid, putting his hand like you missed the free
And
throw, buddy. You.
You blew it. You
and he
blew it.
got his church suit on over here talking that shit.
Bro, I ain't never seen Gilbert in a pod say that he was wrong about something. And
Hey,
it's been
bro.
multiple times where he's been wrong about situations like, oh, it's only 2 points of difference. You were wrong. If you say 24, the men average 26, you're wrong.
Hey, bro, that's why it was an interview. Like, Steph be going through his little stretches where he's struggling, right? And the reporter was trying to build sympathy for him, like, hey, carrying the team, having to do all this, you think it's taking a load? He was like, I don't need no sympathy. And I'm like, bro, I just love that mentality. I accept responsibility for the outcome. I don't need your
Mm-hmm.
sympathy. And I'm just going to accept shit for what it is and improve upon it. It's just like, it's not spreading blame. It's
Mm-hmm.
not saying, oh, this is the reason why. It's just taking it on the chin, taking it on the chest, and just
And
moving
Steph
along.
do that a lot. He says
Yeah.
it a lot in interviews. He'll be like, "It's all I gotta be better." And
I gotta be better.
people act like, "Oh, that's the right answer to say." No, they really mean that. I have to
They
be
mean
better.
that. You
Like
feel
there's
me?
people we've seen even some other people throw people under the bus a little bit.
What?
Even KD and them. Like
Um,
I just saw KD in the interview talking about how Phoenix didn't want him.
I
What?
mean, yeah.
Exactly.
You know
I mean,
the
who wants you? But again, Steph, they say Steph doesn't have a final, MVP. Steph said, okay, all right, KD's gone. I'm gonna go ahead and show people that I can get me one. He went. Clay Thompson wasn't the same Clay Thompson. He was still good. Draymond is not an offensive juggernaut. He's just the heart of that team. And it wasn't no Jimmy B. It was what is it? What's the guy name? The big. He's 6'7". He played the center. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name right
Kevon
now.
Kevon
Looney,
Looney.
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 He
Kevon Looney,
he went there, right?
Wiggins,
Ste-
GP.
exactly. Steph went there, got his MVP, and he told the young Boston team. He said, I think after they went up like 2-1 or whatever, he told them this is the last game you guys are gonna win. He said the last game you guys are gonna win. You know what I equate that to? When LeBron touched his shoulder, you missed this, you going home. Like, bro, stupid ass suit he got on, look like a leprechaun. Like, I hate the flex he do shit like this, bro. And this just proved that Stephen A. Smith, the fact that he been covering basketball for so long, that he understand the dynamic of things that goes to win a championship or the structure of the team better than both of these guys.
They
That's
tried
like,
to downplay that. They
yeah,
tried to make it seem like people like the Stephen A's that haven't played the game or like the Skip Baylesses and that. Listen, they've been watching long enough for them to pay attention to what's really going on. It's different
yep,
when you're playing the game. You can't see it like the people on the outside can see it. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You're playing at that time. We're the ones watching. We're seeing different things. You can't like we've all played basketball. The way you see
yep.
the game while you're playing and when you're watching are two different things. Like you guys know, we all played.
Now that's a fact. And I would say, just to cap it, Gilbert Arenas terrible leadership because LeBron was able to elevate his teammates that were all Hondas, and you didn't do the same thing. And for T-Mac, at one point you had Ron Artest, Sean Battier, Yao Ming, Louis Scola. You had Rafa Austin, Skip Tumalu on that team. So you telling me if you put Kobe in the middle of that, Kobe's not going to win. Kobe won with Andrew Bynum, Paul Gasol, Lamar
Yes.
Odom, Sasha Vujacic. I don't even know how to say his name. Like Derek Fisher. So let's just stop it. Kobe went in and did it with he was the only superstar on the team. Yes, Paul
Yep.
was a great player. He was an all-star,
But he
but Kobe
wasn't a
went in and
superstar.
exactly went and got two of them. Stop it, T-Mac. Come on now.
I